main man, Arkatech Beatz. Juggernaut Arkatech Beatz. If it's your first time here, welcome to the live. The live stream is Arkatech Beatz, beat making and music production tutorials. Basically hip hop. We're using primarily the Akai MPC XSE. Listen, we're here every night at 9 p.m. We're showing music production. We're doing music business. You know, for those who know. For those who've been here last night, they know. For those who have been here for the last few days, few weeks, they know. Every night we get together. You watch me through the process of making some beats, of making some beats live, doing music production live, and I walk people through the process, right? People get to ask questions. People get to interact live. Sometimes we take people's, input, they need to name the beats, that sort of thing. But we're about to get started. We're waiting for some more people getting the live. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. You know what I mean? So I'm about to just jump into this. I got a sample in here that I want to try to mess with. We're just going to get it started, man. People don't really start getting in here until the music start going. So it's kind of like a DJ type thing. So shout out to my partner, Mike Trauma D. Let's go. You want to add some hi-hats to that? Thoughts on Playboy Cardi's beats? I don't have any issue with it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's everything is relative, man. In my opinion, man. Lay that down. Shout out to Arizona Movement. Shout out Lewis. What's up, bro? Tonight. What's my DAW? Right now I'm just using hardware, just using the Akai. Outside of that, I was using Serato Studio and FL Studio, and then if we need to, we use Pro Tools. Yeah, Verrazano. The whole point of the series is to make it easy, to make it easy for people to learn. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of me doing the live the way I'm doing it. It's for me not to make the music or the process of making the music too intricate. You know what I'm saying? Because it will discourage people from like, yo, I can't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing when you look at sometimes you lay track down one at a time. You get good at it, then you can do even better than that. You know what I mean? So you can lay stuff down one at a time. Somebody was asking me, how come I don't? And I lay track down one at a time, so I make it easier for people to do that. I believe you can do a little bit of automation. Me on that, because it's never been able to do that in the past. just now. That's weird. Let's do it again. Let's go. Everybody that's joining the live. Shout out Willie, what's up, man? Make sure y'all liking the live, sharing the live. Yes, it's way different than machine. It's not the same. And if you've never used an MPC, it can be a little bit of a learning curve. And I think that's one of the things. I would have liked I guess you would like the machine to be more like you would like the machine to be more like the MPC, but I guess for the sake of not being able to suit them, I guess it couldn't make it too much of the same. So MPC 2000 and MPC 2000 XL. And what we used to do in our camp is that when I had, like, say for example, I had a piece of equipment and I upgraded, then I would give it to somebody in the camp. So, and then we would make sure that they learned off that. So for example, we had a bunch of MPC 2000s, and then when we did, like, say, the Wu-Tang stuff, we had got a bunch of equipment, more equipment, and then we took the 2000s, and I had some more guys that was working with me, and then we like, yo, y'all hold on to the 2000s. And that's how we was doing it. So for example, like when I initially had I had an Akai SO1. Shout out to my partner Mike Trauma D. I wind up getting an ASR 10, or rather ASR 88. Shout out Staten Island. I wound up getting an ASR 88 keyboard. Paid like $4,000 for that joint when I was maybe 20 years old, 21 years old. Then I gave my cousin, who's my production partner, I gave him the SO1. And the SO1 only had 16 seconds of sample time or something like that. It was like a wow kind of thing. But no joke, off that sampler, I paid $710.43 for it. I'll never forget it. My sister had, she lent me the money to buy it. After I upgraded, I gave it to my cousin. My cousin came back with it one weekend because we would get together every weekend and kind of just compare beats. Came back and he had that sample for Capital Punishment for Big Pun, and the rest is history. After that, it was just nuts. You know what I mean? So we're gonna try to add a bass line in this. So what I just did, just for folks who are just coming into the live, I use this plugin in the Akai. It's called Sub Factory. The guys at Akai, shout out to Andy Mack and them. We had reached out to them, and then we had tried to, we're trying to work on being producers on that side, and they sent us this Sub Factory license to check it out, and if sound design control that you have in this, so you can really make these sounds if you're here to mess with it. I don't do too much of that. I kind of like to use things as they are, and then sometimes play with maybe the attack or maybe how long it sustains. I'm gonna try to add a bass line to it. This beat. And sometimes if the bass is because I'm playing in my headphones, sometimes the bass is too low for me to hear the tune. What I might do is I might add another track, and this is just a little trick that I do. And I might, I go to piano, and then figure out how I want to play it in the piano sound, and then just transpose it to the other sound that I would like. I think I kind of got the pattern that I want to use. Nothing too crazy. says, so in 2025, producers sustaining off of marketing to other producers more than placements. No. Listen, it depends on who you are. And it depends on your position in this business already as it is. I think in if I had to be totally transparent, there's still a good market for producers producing and placing music. The thing here is that you have to find the people that want your sound, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And I think that's really what social media is for you to find your audience. You have to find the audience that resonates with your music. And I think that's the thing that's absent in today's business. You know, too many artists is too busy chasing everybody else's sound. You know what I mean? Like, that's like they're into everybody else's sound, and they can never find their own sound. And what happens is when you can't find your own sound, how do you stand out with so many people sounding the same? And that's really the reality of it, man. So, you know, it's like you got. I'm a huge advocate for artists finding their producer. Find your producer. Like, find your producer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think I'm an advocate for that. You know. And producers find your artists. You know, I don't think that producers are supposed to work with every single artist. I don't think it's good. You know what I mean? I think it's okay, but you know, how does everything not sound the same? You know? It depends on what you want. If you want the live too, if you're a person that likes to make beats everywhere, like, you know, my partner likes to have his live too so that he can kind of move around the house freely. If he wants to make beats at the dinner table, he can do that. He could take it with him because it has a built-in speaker. You know what I mean? So, you know, the live too is something that some people like because of that. Because of the battery, the flexibility, and being able to move around. Mr. Mystery hit me in the DM, man. A lot of times what I'm doing is with some of these beats, what we're doing is we're doing limited licensing, anywhere between maybe 2 to 5 licenses tops. We're not really in the business of like kind of, you know, selling, you know, a whole bunch of music, so forth and so on. Yeah, there are beats on YouTube, but again, you know, I sometimes used to showcase some of the beats on YouTube. Now it's just a lot of the live stuff that we have on YouTube. We have some beats on YouTube, but you know, most of the stuff that we have on YouTube is really a lot of our production. So if you kind of want to know what our discography is, that's there. You know, so you get to hear like all the stuff that we did with like Nas and unreleased Raekwon and you know, Jadakiss or whatever, stuff like that. Try something. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. I'm gonna double this up. I made this into 8 bars. Shout out Keish, man. What's up, brother? know, tonight's laughter. Shout out to everybody that was in the live yesterday. You know, we was on here for almost 3 hours yesterday. We went through the building of some tracks. We went through song mode. We went through the whole thing last night. Folks wanted us to arrange the beat. The beat came out super, super fire. It was fire. Like I had to listen to it real loud afterward. I'm like, man, this joint is fire. So it just came out like damn near exquisite yesterday. You know, we did it on the live, man, and that was really like one of the dopest things, just doing it on the live with everybody just watching, you know what I mean? Watching us build it from scratch. I'm going to try to jump into another track. What time is it? 30 minutes in. Let's see what that sound like. Let's lay that down, see how that sound. Try something. Going with a feeling. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. I don't like that. Let's go again. We're going to double it up to 8 bars. All right, everybody, let's break down what we did with this beat here, man. We started with the sample. Nothing too intricate on it. We sped it up by maybe like two semitones to kind of get it to the loop that we wanted. It was started at 85. I pushed it up to about 87 to get a little bit more bounce. Then we got the hat on it. Nothing too intricate, just regular. Got an open hat on it as well. Right? Just to kind of give it a little bit of a drummer feel. Had to pick a kind of a heavier snare. You know, for those who like come into live, I choose the snares that kind of like cut through the samples. And with that kick, you know, it's pretty heavy. You know, I kind of like to use a heavier kick. You know, so that you can really hear it on your phone. And it's not, you know, heavily intricate. Now, I think the one thing that I wanted to clarify with folks when we're dealing with the MPC, for folks who are in the MPC and they're saying they're having a hard time with it, and I think the main thing that causes a lot of people to have a hard time with it is when you're adding on tracks. Say, for example, if you notice, I got this where it says Juggernaut Kit 1, and then I copy it to the next track. all of these sounds are independent of the sounds that are on track 1. Meaning, say for example, right, that's the sample here, right? If I go here, back to track 1, and I trigger it again, they don't cancel each other out. They're independent of each other. So that's something that you have to pay attention to. And I think that's what a lot of people kind of get confused. It's like, man, you know, I copy my stuff. I can't find it. I can't do this. That's why every time you see me copy a track over, I name it specifically so that I can keep everything organized. Because if you don't know where your stuff is, that's where you kind of get lost. And it's kind of like, I don't know what's getting triggered and what's going where. And that's what kind of makes it a lot of confusion for a lot of people. So we down 2 beats in 45 minutes. And we're doing this hip hop at about 90 BPMs, anywhere between 87 and 90. And that's kind of like your classic boom bap, you know. Maybe a little bit too fast for today's hip hop, if I'm not lying, because today's boom bap is way slower. And I'm talking about maybe like Griselda, these guys, like slower than that. It's like low 70s BPM, sometimes in the 60s. So like, you know, you have to kind of pay attention to that depending on who you want to pitch it to. You know what I mean? Let me save it. And you know, if anybody got any questions in the chat, man, just hit me up in the chat, and I'll answer any questions. I want to listen to what we did yesterday. Cause what we did yesterday was fire. So for those who were there, they know what it was. And we call yesterday's stuff the captivation. Like, that was fire. So we're gonna play that. We're gonna play what we did yesterday. Shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. Shout out to all the new followers. Shout out to everybody that's dropping likes, roses, gifts, whatever you're dropping. I appreciate it. All right, let's go. That's what we did yesterday.
Arkatech Beatz.
I like this joint. This joint. We're gonna see where it go. We're gonna see where it land. But boy, you know, the feedback that I got on this one last night, it was something else. It was telling. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. We're gonna go back to what we was into earlier. Let's see what's going on. What's this joint? What's this joint I got here? It's called Magical City. Appreciate that, Tyrone. Trying to load up some more joints. See what these are sounding like. Shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. Shout out to everybody that's sharing the live. Oh, that one's all right. Hold on. That's what's up, Dooney. I think we did this like the night before last, man. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like we're doing tracks, man, every night, man. Like no cap. We're doing tracks every night in this joint. And we at 9 o'clock we're here, and I'm walking people through it. I'm walking everybody through it. What we're doing, joint by joint. You know what I'm saying? Like we just doing them. I'm trying to see if I can load up another joint that we did the other night. But yeah, listen, I'm answering questions, man. Ask me anything in the chat, man. Yeah, we did that already. Hold on a second. What was the first one on this? It says my live was restricted for regulated goods? Because your live does not comply with your feed eligibility standards. What? Discussing drugs? I don't understand what's going on. Somebody playing games, reporting the lives. I don't know what that's about. It's weird. Like really weird. I don't know what that's about. But I don't know. It might have been the beat. I don't know. We're gonna keep it pushing. I don't know what that's about. It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. That's weird. Like, it's weird. I don't know what that's about. Strange. Like definitely strange. We're gonna keep it moving. Yeah, it's wild. This thing my live is restricted. Restricted for what? I'm playing beats. I ain't even talking about nothing. It's wild. But you know. Make sure y'all sharing the live, man. Hitting the like button, because I don't know what's going on with TikTok tonight. TikTok sending me all kind of restricted messages for playing beats. I don't know. It's weird. But make sure y'all sharing the live. It's weird. Very weird. Weird stuff going on tonight, man. It's weird. Let's try this song. Maybe it's because I used the word let's try this joint. maybe that's what it is. You know? But I'm just talking about beats. Anyway. Y'all see how that's going. Just different joints. different beats. Let me not say the word. Let me not say that word because it's saying that I'm trying to promote drugs. I'm not doing that. I don't know. That's weird. But maybe that's because I'm referring to the beats as something else. So maybe that's might be flagging the system for some strange type of situation like that. He says he's nervous when it comes to sampling. Nah, don't be nervous when it comes to sampling, man. Just jump right in. Just jump right in. Just use royalty-free samples. Jump right in. Don't even worry about it. It's actually never been an easier time to sample, considering all of the sources that are available to you. You know what I mean? It's like this is really the best time for people who want to be sample-based producers. The libraries are extensive, so you have so much that you could do. You have so much that you could do. You have access to so much sounds. So it's like a brand new day, to be honest. But we definitely answering more questions in the chat. If anybody got any questions as it relates to music production, music business, music publishing, copyright, management, promotions, brand promotions, e-commerce, merch, you name it, I can answer it. And the only way that I can say that is because, I have we have the experience for working for the label and doing all the other good stuff. But in the meantime, while y'all guys figure that out, I'm gonna play a few more beats. I'm not going to call it anything else other than that, because I think that's what's causing everything to get flagged. I don't know what this beat is. I don't know what it sounds like. So I'm gonna be playing random things. It's gonna be random. Let's go. Is that it? Yeah. That's not what I wanted to play. I wanted to play something else. Let's do Payback. See how that sounds. Shout out to all the new followers. Shout out to everybody that's joining the live. Shout out to everybody that's joining the live. Shout out to the new followers. Shout out to everybody that's coming in to learn. Shout out to people that are asking the questions in the chat. Shout out to the folks that's doing all the good stuff. Hold on a second. Let's see what it sounds like. All right, let's see how it sounds like. Strange. What's the fastest way? Juan Alonso's asking, hey man, what's the fastest way to get your name out there as a producer? The fastest way to get your name out there is to be on social media. Honestly and truly, the fastest way is for you to take your music and put your music out into for the people to decide. And depending on what the people think, that's going to be the way that moves you the fastest. There's really no other shortcut to it. I used to believe that there was a shortcut to this thing. There isn't. Only the most consistent, borderline neurotic folks are the ones that are like, they're not afraid to put their music out. They're not afraid of criticism. I think that's the main thing. I think a lot of us are afraid of the criticism that comes along with putting out our music, and the criticism that comes out with putting out our art. It's the criticism. It's what people will say, hey, that's whack, or this or that. You know, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. The truth of the matter is like this, is for everybody that doesn't put anything out, it's like you never know what the possibilities are. You gotta put your music out. Like, that's the main thing. Folks holding on to their music for the perfect time to drop. There is no perfect time to drop. There is no perfect time to come out. You just put your music out and let the algorithm do its thing. The algorithm will find, like, the job of social media algorithms is to find the audience for your content. That's its job. If people really understood that, like, that's really what it's supposed to do. So what you're just trying to tell the algorithms or the systems is that you're serious about your content. So that's why you have to show up consistently. Once you show the algorithm or show the actual platforms that, hey, we're serious about making the content and this is the content that people can rely on to see, then it will find your audience for you. But you cannot be afraid to put your music out. Listen, I come from the era of producers where you heard my music, but you would never see my face. And I had to drop a bomb on that, because you would never have known if I didn't tell you that I was responsible for selling millions of records. You wouldn't have known that. And a lot of people didn't know. Like, because I kept that to myself. You know what I'm saying? But in this day and age, you have to realize that now you become the brand. You are the brand. You are the brand. So, you know, me putting my name, you know, put it under the name, you know, Juggernaut, Arkatech Beatz and all of that, and writing it in a fresh fonts and all of that. That's not what's going to get us where we got to go. We got to put the music out. Can't be afraid of it. You got to put out your art. And it's not just about music. It's about anything. If you're doing clothes, if you're doing drawing, if you're doing AI art, generated art, if you're writing books, poetry, you got to put your stuff out. And you got to do it relentlessly. Different beats. That's what we're here for, man. We're here to try to help people get into this game, learn this game. And listen, a lot of people have been in this live with me for the last 14 days straight. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm here at night at 9 p.m. After do the daddy duty, to get the kids to bed and all that other good stuff. I retreat down to the studio. We get busy. We cook up, and then people are asking questions, man. People are asking good questions. The other day, people were asking questions about like sample clearances, and what they can and can't do with samples and copyright. And people are asking good questions because I recommend people making sure that they're getting the books. I tell people that the books are available, at arkatechbeatz.com. If you're not, if you go there and you can see it on the screen. They're available. Download them, or if you want to get paperback, of course, you can go through there's a link for paperback as well. I want people to not only learn the business, I want people to learn music production. I want artists to understand the music business. I want artists to understand what it is to work with good producers. These things are absent right now in the music business, and that's why you see like that decline in music, and everything right now is just kind of mid. And it's been mid for a long time, but nobody really wanted to admit it. A lot of folks are saying, hey, this guy fell off and that guy fell off. And people didn't really fall off. It's always been mid. And now since the Kendrick and the Drake beef, people now have an elevated sense of what, hip hop is. Like, oh, like this is hip hop. Yeah, this is hip hop. This is how you're supposed to be rapping. This is how the songs are supposed to sound. Like whatever you were listening to for the last 5-10 years, that wasn't it. Now you're getting that elevated music where it's like, oh, these are real hit records. Yes, this is how hit records are supposed to sound like. Whatever that other stuff they was doing. Nah, man, that stuff can't last the test of time, man. Like, trust me, I've been around long enough to see these guys come and go. They may be hot 5 years, got a hot good 5 years, but nobody play your music, nobody remember that. So. They'll be playing that. They'll be playing that Big Pun forever. They'll be playing that Mobb Deep forever. They'll be playing that stuff forever, man. Till I'm in the grave. Knock on wood. And stuff's going 30 years strong. Like I'm witnessing it. So the stuff that's really hot and fire, you gonna keep hearing it, and that's what I try to tell artists to do and to strive for. Is just really strive for being like better artists and making better music. And making music that can kind of transcend time. You got to be futuristic when you're thinking about what we're doing here. You know what I mean? So. And then what else did I have? I had and then also we did some West Coast stuff the other day, and now that was fire too. Like those, man. Those were like super fire, the ones that we did for the West Coast stuff. See if I can find those. Like that stuff was really dope. Dooney said he in Cali. What time is it out there in Cali right now? 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock? Shout out to you, bro. LA. I used to love going to LA, bro. True story. First time I went to LA, man, I were Raekwon and Power. Shout out to those guys. We went out there when they was filming the movie Black and White with Robert Downey Jr., Elijah Wood, and who else? Brooke Shields. It was like a big movie back then. Mike Tyson. So if y'all ever seen that movie, you know what I mean? So we was out there. I mean, we recorded like stuff for like for the movie and American Cream Team at the time. You hear how it's going. You hear how it's going. And there's another one. West Coast beats, sometimes they feel good. That's something about it. Born Ready saying what's something about those West Coast beats, man. Some of them feel good. Like you have two type of West Coast, right? You got that West Coast feel good barbecue stuff, and then you got that West Coast, hey man, we about to spin the block, take them the ops. You got those two dynamics. You got that backyard barbecue dynamic, and then you got that, hey, we about to smoke the ops. It's like two different kind of dynamics. So it's like depending on what side of the fence you on. Some artists can do both. Like Snoop can do both. He can do that, and then he's so versatile. He's really the truth. I don't think people really give him enough credit, man, for how dope an artist that he is and how versatile he is. Like, for real, he's really nice with what he does. Let me try Mile High. Is it Mile High? Let me try Mile High. Let's try that out. See how that one's gonna sound. I'm about to jump off the live in another few minutes, but if y'all got questions, man, just hit me up with those questions in the live chat. We doing music production, we talking, and we doing everything. Let's see how this one sounds.
Arkatech Beatz.
Appreciate you, Dooney, man. Let's go. We're here every night, 9 p.m., man. We navigate this thing. I'll show y'all how to get it done. Mystery, move fast. Those are all about to disappear. About to take those. All of those are gone. We move into a limited model. Most likely. About a day or so to get it mixed. But like I said, we're doing nothing but limited licensing moving forward.
Arkatech Beatz.
We call that joint Mile High. We call that joint Mile High. And what else we got going on? Let's try this joint called The Machine. I don't know what this one sounds like, but I'm going to try it. And I'm about to jump off in about another 5 minutes. I got to find out what's going on with this TikTok and these restrictions. Like, I don't know what's going on. There's a big red flag that came up on my screen. Like, yo, your joint's being restricted. I don't know what that's about. appreciate you. Try this one. All ready? These are. So listen, just for people who are jumping on the website for now, like I said, we're moving to a very, 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 very limited licensing model, especially when it comes to the production. Like right now, we have some things that are out on our Beat store, and those will probably be available to the end of the month, and that's like another day, and then those will be like gone, like and then everything that we're doing on the lives, like I said, like certain ones will be available because we have two sets of clientele, and I don't know if people are really aware of that. Of course, we have our industry clientele, which would be all of our major label artists that we've worked with in the past and to continue to work with. And then we have, of course, another subset of independent artists that we're looking to help and cultivate. So there's two different things going on at the same time. So while we're trying to work with the artists that are established already, then we're also trying to work with new artists who are trying to establish themselves and who have the right set of music, who have the right infrastructure. And when I said artists that have the right infrastructure, is this: today's artists have to be able to not only do good music, but have to be able to translate their music into today's content. You know what I mean? And that's the reality of the situation, is that for today's artists, you have to be versed in doing content creation. And you have to be able to get the tools to do content creation, or have a team to help you with your content creation if you're not a person that's creative enough to do it yourself. So those are the things that we're really looking for, right? We're looking for folks who not only like to know what to do musically, but also don't have the issue of doing content creation. Because if you have an issue of doing content creation in 2025, how is your music going to get heard? You know what I mean? Like, that's really the thing. Like, how does your art get heard or consumed if you're unwilling to do content creation? So, we want to make sure that the artists that we're working with understand that concept, and are dedicated to themselves. I'm not even going to say dedicated to us. I'm going to say dedicated to themselves to go out here and make something happen, right? Because this is a long journey for a lot of us. I'll take, for example, if everybody that knows us, they know that one of my starting partners in this is Sean Anthony Baker. He's an actor who's on like the show Swagger. He's in the movie on Lifetime right now with Gabby Sidibe, who used to be Precious, called Give Me Back My Daughter. Y'all can go check that out now. And he's been in like all types of movies, TV shows, FBI, Grey's Anatomy, you name it, so forth. But he initially started off as a recording artist, and I met him way back when, and we made a deal that we were going to get into the industry together. I started to get into the music industry. We started to do production. He was a singer at the time, singer-songwriter. I taught him production, and then we started to do what we started to do. And then he got a record deal to Universal, and some life events happened, and then he had to make a hard pivot. So then he went from doing music to doing acting and film. And I say all of that to say that that's a 20-year journey, 25-year journey. You know what I mean? And some people wouldn't have the perseverance to do it for that long to make something happen. So, I put that out there for people to just know, like, listen, it's never too late to start. You got to be out here, stay consistent. You got to be passionate about what you're doing. And hopefully, the things that you want will come to fruition, Well, I'm going to get off my soapbox. Pardon me. And then if anybody have any questions before I get out of here, just drop it into the chat. Yeah, you gotta just put your work out there, man. Like, you can't worry about nothing, man. You gotta just put your work out there. Let the people decide. The people are gonna decide. And the thing about it is that you don't really have to have a whole lot of people, on your side. You just need to have a dedicated few. There's a good book out there called Superfans. You should check that out. It's on our site as recommended reading. It's something that everybody should pay attention to. Yeah, but I'm about to jump out of this live. I've been live now for almost 90 minutes. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow 9 p.m. Just getting busy on it. And just, like I said, showing people how to use the MPC, showing people music production, answering questions. And as we get, deeper into the series, we'll be talking more about, social media marketing. We'll be talking more about e-commerce. We'll be talking about setting up your Shopify stuff. What to do with your social media. Those type of things. Just trying to get yourself to move forward. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get out of here with this.